This week we are working on the different structural elements of a drama or a play. And when we read a drama or a play, we look at the structural elements like the dialogue, what the characters are saying. We look at the stage direction, what it tells the actors to say, and do. The setting, where and when the story takes place. The cast of characters, who is in the story, and much more. So while we look at this story, I'd like you guys to focus on those structural elements and how those structural elements are contributing to your understanding of what is happening. We're going to start by unraveling. So I'm going to give you 1 minute to go ahead and write unravel and begin your steps of unravel by underlining the title and predicting the passage. Go. Okay, so when I start my unravel, I see that there is the caption, the lightning tantrum. And when I think of tantrum, I think of a baby, and when a baby is upset and they're throwing a big fit because they're feeling frustrated. So when I think of a lightning tantrum, I'm thinking that the lightning might be like a human in this story, and he or she might be feeling upset and throwing a fit. When we go to the next stage of unravel, it's R, run through, and number. We see here that we have 12 lines in our drama. The next is A, are you reading the questions? So we're going to look at our questions. In our questions, it says, use what you've learned from the reading the drama to respond to the following questions. Which statement best explains why the description in line 2 is important to the understanding of the drama? So there's a couple of important words there. We have the word description. We have the word understanding of the novel, and line 2. So when we think about this, we are going to look, I'm going to underline line 2, because that's important, and the description. Number 2. Complete the chart by adding dialogue and stage directions to tell how young Light should perform in her part in lines 8 through 11. So I'm circling lines 8 through 11, and I'm circling the subject, which is young Light. I'm also going to circle dialogue, because that is a type of structural element, and stage directions, because that's the other type of structural element. Number 3. If you were putting on the play, what sounds, actions, and setting you would use? Why would you use each element? Why would each element be important? So I'd like you guys to discuss that at your table when we get to that time. Number 4. Describe the sounds, actions, and settings you would use if you were putting on this play. Use script details as support. Use the space provided on page 319 to write your response. Interesting. So not only are we going to describe sounds, action, and setting, so I'm going to underline those words, we're also going to give our perspective because it says the word you in it. It says use details as support, and I know support means back it up, so I'm going to do B, I, U. Back it up. Alright, next is our next A. Are the important words circled? So we're going to look for any type of text features that add to the structural element of what we're doing. So I see here there's a illustration of clouds, and it looks like a lightning bolt. I also see down here we have a closed reader habit. Which structural element help you understand what is happening? Reread the script and underline the elements that help you understand the play. So while we do the play, we're going to look at structural elements to decide what is helping us understand the play. Okay. I'd like you now to go ahead with me and we are going to venture through the passage. When you're ready, put your finger on the first word and we will begin reading together. Okay. The Lightning Tantrum by Hilary Strum. 1. Cast characters: Young Light, Mother Light, and Father Light. Setting: a colorful cloud-filled sky at late evening. The light dims on 3 figures dressed in bright white gowns. Young Light: I'm tired of behaving. It's boring. I don't want to be quiet, and I really don't want to go to bed yet. Mother Light: Young Light, I know you don't want to go to bed yet, but that's why it has to be. The way it has to be. Father Light: During the day you can play as much as you like, but when night comes you've got to go to bed. Young Light: But why? Why can't I play at night? Mother Light: Because there can't be light in the sky at night. That's when people on earth are sleeping. Young Light: It's not fair! Young Light stomps her foot, and then she begins pounding her fist against the sky. Father Light: Stop that! You'll wake up the whole sky! Young Light: So, I want to wake up the whole sky! Hey, clouds, wake up! There's a low, rumbling sound that gradually grows very loud. A flash of light is followed by a loud boom. Young Light: Ha ha! I woke up the clouds! Rumble! Mother Light, shaking her head: Oh dear, I guess the people on earth will have a big thunder and lightning storm tonight. Very interesting. That was a great story about Young Light, Mother Light, and Father Light. I'd like you now to take a second and read it quietly to yourself. When you read it the second time, I'd like you to underline elements that help you understand the play. Go. Okay, so you should have just read your story a second time and underline stage directions. When we come through and look at our passages, each passage needs to have underlined words of stage directions. Go ahead now and change your page, and we are going to talk about the first question. It says, what statement best explains why the description on line 2 is important to understanding the drama? In line 2 is the setting. It says, a colorful cloud-filled sky at late evening. The light dim on 3 figures dressed in bright white gowns. Does it A, tell the actors will move on stage? B, describe the settings and how the actors will look? C, describe the tone of voice the actors will use when they speak? Or D, name the characters who will appear? Since it's a setting and settings describe where and when the story takes place, this line 2 does that. It also tells us that the 3 figures are in white gowns. So this one tells us that it is the setting and how the characters will look. And that's really important to know that the lightning are people in this story, and the lights have a human-like quality. When we go to number 2, it says complete the chart by adding dialogue and stage directions. Tell how young Light should perform in lines 8 through 11. So looking at the stage directions, I've already typed them here. Young Light stamps her foot when she begins pounding her fist against the sky. Dialogue. It's not fair. How young Light should act. I'd like you to turn to your neighbor and tell your neighbor what that actress would do if she was playing that part. Go. Okay, good. You guys should have recorded something about how the actress should act when playing that part. Next is going to be the stage direction in lines 8 through 11 when it says, a flash of light is followed by a loud boom. Dialogue. So, I want to wake up the sky. Hey, clouds, wake up! If you were the actress playing that part, how should you act during that scene? I'd like you to take a minute and think about that and write it in the box below. So when thinking about the actions, here it says, I want to wake up the clouds. Hey, cloud, wake up. So young Light wants is feeling satisfied with her actions. Alright, so what we're going to do now is you're going to work on number 4 for homework. And it says, describe the sounds, actions, and the setting you would use if you were putting on this play. Use the script details to support. Use the space provided on page 319 for your response. Thank you for working today on this passage, and make sure that you fully unravel and answer all the questions.